always seems like it's going to be windy, cold. I mean, you just had a bad conditions game, but specifically the wind, is there anything you think about or prepare for to deal with that?
Yeah, I think there's, just like last week, there was things that we adjusted. It's good to get work like we did today. Weren't great conditions either, so you try to prepare yourselves. But yeah, we know it'll be tough weather conditions, but I think that's one of the many pluses of playing in Pittsburgh is we start to get a dose of that in October. So, but we know it's quite a tough place to play, and I've been up there a few times over the last few years, and we know it's a great but challenging venue to play in.
Mason, you talked these last 3 weeks about how much fun you're having. A little more on the line now, I guess. Still fun, or
Yeah.
does it feel any different at all knowing that it's a playoff game you're getting ready for?
I mean, it's exciting, and but absolutely, is it still fun? Yes. Yeah, I've had last week, Saturday was a lot of fun, even though it was a monsoon. It was just fun to battle through those conditions and come out with a victory. And we're gonna try to put a plan together that creates the same result this week. So yes.
Mason, the last time you started in a postseason game, I think, was the 2017 Camping World Bowl. It's been a while. I mean, is that kind of crazy to you that it's been such a long layoff between these postseason starts? And even though it was a long time ago, are there any similarities in a college bowl game and NFL playoffs?
I don't think so. I understand the question, but yeah, it's the Camping World Bowl is quite a few steps down from what to expect this weekend. What I experienced from the sidelines in Kansas City in 21. So there's a different energy, and it's exciting. And I think we're not going to make it anything bigger than it is. That every single game in our season in this league is huge. So.
Mason, what was the key for you throwing short and completing successfully so Saturday at Baltimore, and how can you utilize that similar concept going to Buffalo again with some pretty bad weather predicted?
We did take a couple shots. I think it was really more the defense that was being presented than the weather. I mean, yes, absolutely the weather. You're not going to huck it. You don't want to huck it 50 times in those conditions, but they really did play a lot of soft quarters, too high zones that discourage the deeper concepts. So, I think each game I've just told myself I'm gonna take what they give me, and we know we're running the ball well, and take the shots when they present themselves, but be smart and don't force anything.
How did you do in the Camping World Bowl?
Say that again.
How did you do in the Camping World Bowl?
We won. We beat the Edmonds brothers, which I'll always remind them. A former teammate and a good friend through a teammate. So we got it done.
He was the MVP of that game too, right?
Yes.
Is there anything today with either wearing gloves or the footwear, practicing over there, that will help you for this weekend?
Yeah, I think each and every rep in a wet condition like it was today, cold, wet, it just hardens you for the competition, for the game conditions. But like I said, we've had plenty of those. I've had plenty of those, in the last 6 years of being in this cold town. So.
Mason, what does this moment mean for you personally to be the guy to lead the Steelers to their first postseason game?
I'm very excited, very grateful for the opportunity that I was given a few weeks back, and so I understand that it's a playoff game. There's a little bit, quite a bit more hoopla, I guess, that comes with that. But we're gonna stay in our lane of preparation that we've stayed in and carried out the last few weeks, and execute and have a good week of prep.
Any former players or coaches here reached out to you to congratulate you on this little run or say good luck for the playoffs or
Yes, there's been a few, and a lot of good, good relationships. It's been a 6 years of a lot of different faces, but a lot of great friendships that, whether guys are still here, or, like you said, guys that are outside that are encouragers.
Anybody in particular that was maybe
Yeah.
notable for what they said or how they said it? Or
Randy Finkner, I think of him. I came in with him. He was both my QB coach and my coordinator, and so you never forget your first coach, I guess, in the NFL. And then that group of grizzly, gritty veteran O linemen that I enjoyed playing with so much. The Pouncey, Ramon Foster, DeCastro, Villanueva group, they're all still close friends.
Mason, Mike pointed out the fact that this defense has an innate ability to create turnovers. What is it about specifically maybe that secondary that challenges opposing offense?
Yeah, I think we talk about it here, but they absolutely have a ball-searching culture where they're raking and punching at it, and the first guy wraps you up or goes low, and the second and third guys are punching and trying to jar the ball loose. So we know ball security is always an important part of the game. This week more than ever, and just a couple of hard-nosed safeties, bigger corners that are good tacklers, and overall physical defense.
Mason, how would you describe the confidence in the room right now and reaction to being 10-point underdogs in this game?
The reaction in the room to being in
What's
what
the
room?
confidence in the room? What's your
Oh,
reaction to being 10-point dogs?
I didn't even know we were, but they're a great team, and I guess we're playing on the road, but I don't pay attention to the spread. I'm not a gambler, but we know we got a lot of confidence in ourselves.
Mike Sullivan's coached on some teams that made some runs. Has he imparted any sort of wisdom on that front? to you guys
Absolutely.
About what to do, how to do it, and what it's been like when he's been part of those groups?
Yes, we've heard bits and pieces and stories. Me being with him for 3 years, I think 3. So yeah, a lot of AFC Championship games and Super Bowls, obviously, and so we know he's battle tested, and he's got that experience, which is so very valuable. Isaac Siamalo, another guy who's been to the top of the mountain, so good experience to draw from.
Mason, Mike T's talked a lot about your confidence. When we asked him, how's he been able to come in and be a difference maker despite sitting, for a while? Was there a part during this journey where you wondered, man, can I still go out here and do this? Can I still be an effective NFL player? And how did you sort of get past it?
Absolutely, I think we all have, as players, have confidence in ourselves, but we also second guess or we all have doubts. I think all human beings do at times, and when you don't get a whole lot of interest through a free agency period, and then you're sitting at the 3 spot every single day of training camp, through the season. It's definitely a mental battle, but I think the way to win that battle is just to work every day and try to get the most out of, be faithful with the reps you've been given.
Mason, after the Ravens game, you walked off the field and you kind of did a little bit of a fist pump. Was that directed to anybody? You were looking in the stands? Were you looking at anything?
Yeah, family once again. Mm-hmm.
Did the guy that won that bowl game, and by the way, he threw 8 touchdown passes in the high school playoff game, the last real playoff game you were in. I looked at that day. Did you think it would be that guy walking up that field in Orlando, did you think it would be this long before he got an opportunity to be in an NFL game, a playoff game?
I don't think, I guess I understand that you're equating a bowl game to a
Well, no,
playoff.
Okay, well, it's been 10 years, I guess, since you played an actual playoff game.
Yeah, absolutely. I get the point, but I don't really break it down like that in my head. shoot, I mean, each game you get to play in the NFL is a freaking playoff game. So that's the way I look at it. It's, you know, as a backup quarterback, most of my career, you're very urgent. There's a sense of urgency whenever you get to play. So that's the approach.
You mentioned not getting a lot of interest in the free agency market last spring. Things may be different for you in the next few months, but does it take a certain sense of mental rigor to sort of separate like that from this moment, or is it just not a big deal?
Not really. I mean, I'm staying busy, you know, when you're taking reps and, you know, at the sort of the center point of the prep and the game plan, you stay busy, and there's no, occasionally there's times to think about big picture, but I try not to, because it's the only thing that matters is today's practice.
You talked
Because
about
of that
turnovers.
urgency.
How did you feel like you dialed in that idea of you got to be able to move the ball downfield, but you don't want to take too many risks, and finding that sort of sweet spot in the balance?
Yeah, I think when you understand we got a great defense that creates a lot of turnovers and rushes the passer and, you know, creates a lot of splash on their end, I think it's just something you got to balance each week. What do they do on defense? You know, when are we going to be able to get our shots? And then, you know, where are my checkdowns? And I think just it all falls underneath the, you know, you're reviewing each week. Do you know where to go with the ball in case number one's not there? And, you know, limited amount of opportunities I get, I'm trying to be on top of that, kind of that plan B.
Does what you've done with like being able to throw some short that guys like George and Deontay have then taken long, does that help that equation when you're able to get some splash without having to make a, you know, super risky throw?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you know, when you're not throwing the ball into the end zone and people score the ball, which they have on a lot of occasions towards the end of this year, you know, that's big time, and you eliminate a lot of execution and a lot of risk once you get closer down into the low red. Deontay and George have both shown they can do that, and they've really sparked the team on all three occasions.
That urgency you mentioned, where it feels like every NFL game you play is a playoff game as a backup that's coming in, does that help you then in this situation? Because while you haven't started in a playoff game, you've treated almost each individual game like a playoff game.
Yes, I think so, but once again, you know, I guess the COVID game in 2020 against the Browns at home, no fans in the stands. You didn't get the same environment, but you know, in Kansas City, you could tell a difference in just the excitement. So, yes, I think that mindset's useful, but it'll be we know it'll be loud and it'll be a fun place to play.
Mason, back to
Last
that
two.
moment after the Ravens game, just, you know, you're looking at your parents, what's going through your mind in that moment?
I mean, I don't know. I just could see them, and you know, they were kind of waving, so it was more of just, you know, acknowledging them. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting when your family travels. You know, they were in Seattle. They were obviously in Pittsburgh, so just appreciative of having such a good support system.
Will they be in Buffalo this weekend?
They will, yep. Mm-hmm.
Do you know Josh Allen at all from the 2018 quarterback class?
Yeah, we trained together with a couple other guys in that same class in California. So he's a good human being and obviously a great player.
You assume you still do, or you did?
We before the draft we did.